Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively. I am going to show you a technique. I'm going to show you how I did it, and then I'm going to show you some things I created with it. But I want you to see kind of how I did it before I show you exactly what I did with it. There we go. The way I want to be. So I have here our pearlized paper. Everybody does this technique with different things. I chose watercolor paper. I'll show you why when I show you my projects. I have Magenta Madness, Polished Pink, Freesia, and the Pale Papaya. I used our ink colors. I use our silicone mat. I have a straw. And I have, this is one of our mist bottles filled with alcohol. I'm going to move this a little bit this way and pull it down because once I put the inks on here, I'm going to blow it, and I'm hoping not to lean over so that you see the top of my hair. It has been colored appropriately, but you never know. So I'm going to mist alcohol on both of these. So I'm going to wet my watercolor paper with it. And again, it's just alcohol, so it's going to dry pretty quickly. So I want to wet it, and then I'm going to set it aside, and then I'll wet it again before I show you the next part of it. Okay, so then I'm going to take my pearlized paper, and I'm going to do the same thing. This is our specialty paper. It's new in the catalog this year. You can see a link below or in the beginning. So here's some magenta. Here's the polished pink. I'm going to put it over here. And you can see it's kind of want to raise up on me because it's so wet. So I'm going to put my finger on it. I should have at least opened these in advance. What was I thinking? Okay, I'm going to put, that's the freesia. And now I'm going to add my pale papaya. Ugh. Okay, so now I'm going to take my straw and I'm going to blow this. I'm going to mist it some more. I want it to spread a little bit more than that. You need to make sure you turn your mister so that you don't spray your face. Not that I've done that. I mean, so the more I mist this, the more I'm going to be able to get those colors to move with my straw. There we go. So now I'm going to take this watercolor paper and I'm just going to mist it again right here in the middle so that it's wet. I'm going to turn it over on my pearlized paper. I'm going to press it down and I'm going to pull it up. Okay, so I have these colors. I have it started. You can't see how muted it is on here. You can't see the shimmer yet. But I can do this again. I'm using the watercolor paper because I wanted the texture of the watercolor paper. I love that texture. Okay, so I did it again, and now you can see the pearlized paper coming off. Okay, now see how pale? I took a lot of that color off. So now I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to use some papaya in there. I'm going to quit putting the lids on. Let's work smarter, not harder, right, friends? I'm making myself work too hard. Okay, I'm going to put some more color in there. Going to wet it. And the more you do it, I know this sounds crazy, and you have to believe me and then try it, because the more you do it, the better it looks. Can you see that pretty pearl coming off? So you'll keep just doing this, layering the color, putting it on. You can mist it again. There's really no right or wrong. 3 of us got together and did this, and they both have videos on it too. And again, we tried to make it fail to see what we could do. See, this is all shimmer up here. All this is shimmer. Now let me show you what I created. I did some different colors than what I just showed you because I want to do some different projects. I've thought of some other things to do once I've been playing with it. I've thought of some other things. So let me show you what I made with it. So I went with these colors the last time, which was Bermuda Bay and Granny Apple and Pacific Point. So I did these colors a ton, as you can tell. So here's my watercolor paper. This is just regular Whisper White, and so is this one. And you can tell on the back that it's regular Whisper White, but you can see the pearl in there. And again, I like the texture of the watercolor paper, so I wanted that texture. But this is dried. This is where I did it a ton. Now let me show you some of the things I created. So here was my first piece of watercolor paper. And you can see I cut out a lot out of that. So a lot of things came out of this. So let me show you some of them. So here's my turtle friend. I don't need to turn it around. So this was the pearlized paper once I was done with it. So after I did all of this to it over and over and over again, I took the floral embossing folder. I went over it with my favorite liney background. That's the vines. That's the die. And I punched out a turtle. This is a doily that we used and smashed in there. And then I punched this turtle out of just like a regular piece of cardstock. So added a pretty silver bow. So look at all that shimmer. Okay, so that's one. Then this one was pearlized paper also. I didn't do anything to the background like I did with the other one. I just let it be the pearlized paper. But I had a pearlized tag. I used the tailor-made dies, and that's how I got the tag. And then I used the iconic dies, and I used the flowers and leaves, and I used our shimmer vellum with that. Okay, then this one's the one we showed you with the creating and sharing. This is what we all did together. So these are the leaves, and then I did another piece of watercolor paper, and that's the flowers came out of it. So that's how I got the flowers with a basket, and it's on the pearl paper. And then I did this one. This one I just did a couple of times right there in the middle. I wasn't going to cover it as much. I just wanted it to look different. But I used the leaf, my favorite die. It's the big leaf die in the new catalog. And I embossed on top. I used that Elegantly Said and embossed in gold on top. And then used the Elegant Punch to punch this out of, again, one of my scrap pieces. So I made these pieces just kind of to be cut out. So this one, I used 3 different things. I used the Hybrid Bloom embossing folder. I used some of the words from the Sweetest Peach. And I used my favorite, I got 2 favorite dies. This one, Encircled in Beauty dies. And then my background one. So this came out like this. So again, this is one of the pearlized papers, but that hybrid embossing folder did a great job. Here's my circles with those enchanted circles, and then I added the blue rhinestones. I have one more to show you, and then I will post. You'll have to come to my blog to find pictures of this and what I'm going to do with it. See how pretty that is? I mean, it's just fantastic. Okay, so then I wanted to use a tree, so I used the Inspiring Canopy dies, and I used the Inspired Thoughts, and came up with this one. So I just put it on the crumb cake. I used the suede to do the trees. Then there's my shimmer. And then this piece came out of here. So this is just one of the contraband pieces that we got. And again, all of these, the trees, this, they all came out of here. The leaves for this one, they all came out of one piece of watercolor paper. So I really got my mileage out of it. And then, so this piece is used as on your cards, and this can also be used on your cards. So you've got two different things. This still has the shimmer of the pearlized paper and where it's pulled off on here. It's fantastic. Okay, can't wait to show you more. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll get back with you. Thanks. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye.